It just started out that as I was finishing my schooling as an occupational therapist and ready to go work at a rehabilitation hospital, that I met Norma and Russell Bixler. And Russell had just written the book, It Can Happen to Anybody. And my father was a mainline church leader, had never even heard of what the Spirit could do. My father got 200 copies of this book, gave it to leaders in the district of our denomination, and then invited Russell to come and to speak. And as he spoke, there was a little theological discussion about whether the Spirit was for today. Russell ended that discussion by praying over a woman, and she had a shoe that was built up 5 inches because her one leg was shorter than the other one. Russell took her hands, her ankles in his hands, and he prayed, and I watched. I was standing right there. The ankles lengthened, and that woman at the end of the prayer jumped up and down. She ran up our steps, and she said, "I am healed." She was visibly changed. That in an instant made me a believer. That was the beginning. As I was graduating, I was getting equipped as both a medical person and then as a spiritual healing person. So I began my first job with both aspects, which I believe is for complete healing. Well, I wrote the book, Healing Prayer and Medical Care, God's Health Care Plan, because we had been doing this healing ministry in the medical center, and we had so much interest in it that people wanted to know, how do we do this in other hospitals? So the book at the beginning chronicles stories of what has happened in people's lives, and then it tells about how Hippocrates started clinical care and what his views were, and then goes on into an appendix where you can learn how you can train a ministry team and be able to do healing prayer in the setting that you're in, and tells also about us taking it into other nations. We went to Iraq to do some training with the doctors in Iraq, the Muslim doctors, and they are employed by the Kurdish government. And so the Kurdish government invited us to the governor's guest house, and they wanted to see the validity of what we were teaching as we talked about healing prayer. And so they brought us a man that they thought would be a toughest case. And as we prayed, we went to pray over this man. We took his hands and we prayed over him. And as we were praying, he just started to weep, and he started to get a sense of peace. We believed, and he believed, that he had a healing in front of their eyes. But we didn't know until the next trip, when we came back to the governor's guest house. Some of the staff came running to us and said, "You have to see the schizophrenic man. He's healed." And the government leaders are changed because they saw that healing before their eyes. As we would go as government guests, we would be in motorcades, and we would travel from city to city as they would take us to different places. The number one in our agenda would be that we were going to pray for rain, because it's desert and they needed to have the blessing of rain. Even if they had more fertile soil, they needed the rain. So I said, we're going to pray for rain. So we go in our motorcade, and it's a perfectly sunny day. And we get to our first city, and we arrive, and a downpour of rain and a rainbow in the sky. They're watching this. We get to our next city. Again, it's all sunny as we're getting ready to arrive. We arrive at the city gate of Ahmadiyya, pouring down rain. And they look at us and they say, "Wherever you go, there's an open heaven. Your God hears and answers prayer." I just want to thank Cornerstone Television and bless Cornerstone Television. It was through their founders, Norma and Russell Bixler, that I first got this alive, empowered faith. I just pray that everybody believes and joins in the fullness that what God has, that Cornerstone has to offer for you.